All right, so welcome to the Stick and Puck review for Week 6. Let's jump into it. So, here we go, Week 6. Let's see what happens. So, first game of the week, Los Mustachios at Egg United. Los Mustachios with that 4-2 record. Egg United dropping to 3-3, dropping to 500 after that strong start. It's not looking so good. So, Los Mustachios going to take it 93.3 to 85.6. It really was the strong fourth day performance that made all the difference, led by a 5.5 fantasy point performance from Eichel. Excellent performance from Mackenzie Weegar, kind of a random guy to really pop off. He's been between three teams now, and he's kind of playing great, so a good pickup from him. Egg United has a strategy, picks up the entire Columbus four-game top line, but it just fails miserably. It's terrible. Laine infamously getting benched that one day, so it just doesn't work out, and Laine and Gaudreau only combined for 5 fantasy points, so that's pretty bad. And for Egg United, an unexpected bad performance from UC Saros against Anaheim gets him benched for the next game, so this two-game week, thought it was going to be easy. It's Chicago and Anaheim, but just kind of blows it. So that's going to be a win for Los Mustachios. Let's see what's next. All right, so next we got Team La Tenderini. Crazy run from Team La Tenderini, going 5-1-0, beating Lenny's Legends, the undefeated team, taking that crown. There will be no undefeated team in Stick and Puck. So Team La Tenderini takes it 103.9 to 82.8. Lenny's Legends classic star, Thatcher Demko, just completely fizzles out. 0.4 fantasy points just after 2 starts. So he's been really relying on those big points from Demko, and he's not going to get it this week, and we see him falter because of it. For La Tenderini, though, Talbot continues to dominate the league, proving to be one of the best value draft picks at 214th overall in the 22nd round. So I don't think anyone saw Talbot being this successful already with the Kings, but he's proven to be a great goalie for them. And Kyle Connor and Nikita Kucherov total a humongous 20.9 fantasy points. I know that Lenny was very mad about this. These random guys just having career years out of nowhere. So, yeah, that's unfortunate for him. And we see from the graph, it's pretty close. But just this big separation here on the day 5. Or day 6, sorry. So, I kind of made the difference. It was pretty close, but a good fight from Lenny. All right, next up we got Staying Alive 0-6 at Doketown Danglers. Doketown Danglers with that tie. Not really sure if that tie really means anything. Kind of just counts as a loss, but Doketown's going to take this one 116.0 to 83.9 with an absolutely electric day 2. Crosby and Pastrnak score more points than Stye's entire forward group. Just brutal domination. And 4 skaters for Doketown are going to break that 10 fantasy point mark. Makar, Crosby, Morrissey, and Barzell. So just absolute powerhouse. We can see that on day 2. Day 2 with this massive spike. I don't think we've seen a spike this big all year. This is incredible. Just the points difference is insane. For Staying Alive, not much to write home about. Nobody really provides any points at a high level other than Point himself. 9.3 fantasy points. That's all right. But the sad part is Staying Alive finally gets that decent goaltending they were looking for, but even with the decent goaltending, it wasn't enough at all. Maybe just played against Doketown on a big week for the Penguins, but that's tough to say. And honestly, the graph is pretty close, just except for that first day or that second day. So maybe Staying Alive had a chance. It wasn't for that big pop off from Crosby, but I don't know. How many excuses can you make at this point? So let's keep going. All right, we got Team 1, 4-2-0 at Skill Stick Fail, 1-5-0, and this one was not even close. It was pretty bad. You can't even see Skill Stick Fail's points. That's how low they are. Total domination, largest points difference we've ever seen. Immediate head start on day 1. 6 players play when Skill Stick has 0, and we see that's kind of strange, really, that there's that much of a differential. For Team 1, most of the team puts up that 2 fantasy points per game threshold, and those who don't aren't really that far behind. So we've been hearing from multiple sources that they want to see every player get at least 2 points per game. So just a really solid team right now for Team 1, at least for this week. But for skill stick fail, not a lot to say, but JT Miller continues his incredible hot streak with a solid 10.2 fantasy points in 3 games, and he's currently the ESPN #1 rated of his position. So maybe underutilizing JT Miller in this situation with such low points. Maybe he's the only one getting points, but that's tough. All right, and finally we have Going Up in Flames, 1-5-0 at Slay All Day, 3-2-1. So Slay's going to take this one. Oh, I see I didn't update the points, but whatever. So Noah Dobson for Slay continues strong. Will he keep up this pace, justifying that 3rd round draft pick? I know many people in the league, they saw that draft pick and they said, I don't know about this one. This seems like a weird spot, weird place. But it seems like Slay had some idea what they were getting with this guy because he's been producing. And Mark Stone as well. He continues to be a very solid depth option, scoring 9.2 points in 4 games. So he kind of came out of nowhere, has this reputation of not being the greatest fantasy player, maybe being a better player than a fantasy player. But this year, he's really shown up. For Go Up in Flames, the Vegas Skaters, like Stone, really show up with 24.6 fantasy points in the 4-game weeks. That's just an incredible amount of points from the Vegas guys. But ironically, he really needed a save this week. Aiden Hill and net just doesn't work out this week. And the goaltending that combines for negative 0.6 fantasy points. So kind of a cruel twist of fate to have the Vegas forwards do so strong and Hill just kind of dropping the ball a bit this week. And it's pretty close on the graph. Go Up in Flames makes a bit of a comeback there in the around day 3, day 4 range, but just always just a slight bit below Slay All Day. So it was close, at least for a little bit, but Slay All Day is going to take this one. All right, so let's look at the total graph here. All right, so we made it a little bit easier to see this week. So after praising Skill Stick for their nice comeback right here, it's not looking so good now. They really had this bad down week that's really put them back on the bottom of the standing. We see kind of a 2-layered approach. Like one half of the teams, most of the teams are on the top. Couple teams are on the bottom of it right now, and that would be Staying Alive, Skill Stick Fail. And we see Slay All Day kind of fall into this range, so might be watching out there. And the really zoomed in graph here, we can see right now, just make sure. Looks like Team Tenderini is pretty solidly in first, followed by Lenny's Legends. And then we got Los Mustachios, and then Going Up in Flames in 4th. So that really bad record, still managing to be 4th. So maybe we'll see a big late season push from them. And then everyone, 3 teams kind of in the mush there, and then a big dip for Slaying All Day and a huge dip there from Skill Stick and Staying Alive. So it's not looking good for them. Maybe they can make it work. Vasilevsky coming back hopefully next week could be a game changer. So let's see what's up. All right, so let's check out these week 7 marquee matchups. I'm not sure. All right, so they're already in progression, so we get a little bit of a different look here. So number 1, we got Egg United at Staying Alive. Staying Alive, their first lead maybe of the year. Incredible, really. Just an excellent performance yesterday from their group. So let's see if they can keep it up. Now we got Lenny's Legends at Los Mustachios. Just utter domination right now. I'm not sure what's going on. 50 points to 25, basically doubling the points. So Los Mustachios is really going to need some late week push here. And Doketown at Team 1. Team 1 got a lot of points there. Doketown, I don't know. Just looking pretty plain there. Could make a push here. They got Skill Stick at Going Up in Flames. It's close. Just 2 points separate these 2 teams. And that's maybe not what we expected to see here. We know Going Up in Flames, they have that high point total, but it seems like week to week they just can't seem to get over that threshold. So let's see if they can do it this week. And then finally we got Slay All Day at Team Tenderini. Team Tenderini, I think probably is the first in the league right now. But not a lot of points so far this week. So we'll see if they can get it going, get the engine in gear. And Slay All Day, Slay All Day is just sitting there. It's all right. Could use a bit more points though. So those are this week's marquee matchups. And that's going to be it for this week. We'll see you next week, hopefully on time this time. Peace.